Hi everyone, welcome to today's short altcoin Bible. To watch the premium version of this session, make sure to become a newsletter subscriber or clicking the link below. Today in that session, I go into the Bitcoin picture. I also discuss concerns I have around the equities market. I will share with you what I think is going to happen there and where the correlation might leak out into Bitcoin and crypto. I also share with you some extra charts today, some setups that I'm longing, shorting, thinking about. I want to use this session as a bit more of an educational tool. So feel free to watch it, enjoy, give me some feedback, and go from there. All right, guys, let's get straight in. Danger zone this week here. Now, I could have used a few charts. I think Stacks looks fairly similar to this, but wanted to use a meme coin. So, Dog, it's one of the few coins on Bitcoin, and Dog being the only meme coin on Bitcoin is just an interesting choice because we followed it for a long time. We were pretty bullish on it back when the market was hot, had some very nice pumps, but broadly since then it has been in a lower high, massive downtrend. And this is on the daily, but weekly says a pretty similar story too. It's just a bouncing ball that gets weaker and weaker and weaker over time, and we are straddling this daily floor, which if I go out to the weekly, you'll see just how important this area is for it to hold. I mean, it goes in its price history, 1, 2, 3, 4. You lose this. This is like one of those big floors. You lose, and this thing just can just drop. It's not going to go to zero, but it can drop a long way before it finds a floor. And you can see on the weekly, it still has a lot of room to go if it wants to go into oversold. So I just don't like the look of this whatsoever. It could hold here. It absolutely could. And you know what? This is the thing as a trader, you almost want to take the contrarian position and go, right, this does look weak. However, you could have a nice long position, put a stop loss just underneath and go long, and it might have a bounce here like it's done every single time previously. Sure. The sort of the trader in me though spots weakness. It looks weak. You really want to wait for some kind of close through this level, under here. And then once you see that daily close or a weekly close, however you're viewing it, once it's in that area, then it's down only. And this RSI kind of looks like it's just dead catted, and now it wants to come back down. So this is my danger zone, Dog. Any close in that 925 region through here on a daily time scale or weekly will confirm it, and close through here, then she's dropping, and I don't know how low it could go. As a one to watch, this is what I'm watching and how I'm sort of viewing it here in 53 minutes. This is going to close a bearish engulfing candle, meaning this red candle here is bigger than the body of the green candle previous, and you're sort of looking at the bigger picture here, it just looks weak. So that's actually a pretty good, in my view, short on a close, that type of situation. So don't mind that. In invalidation for something like that, I think just keep it super simple. To be long on something like this, you almost want it to come back up here and close above that 200. That's where I get kind of long on this. Right now, it is just lower lows, lower highs, and it's just looking absolutely trash. So one to watch rejection off this level. I think that's so a very worthy danger zone as well, but just some different ideas here. All right, let's move on to my other cherry ripe. Again, I don't think overall this chart looks at all good. It looks like trash. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and lower lows. Yes. AAVE though has a lot going for it fundamentally, so I'm looking for pivots in the price action. And if I just draw sort of this downtrend through here, AAVE's breached that. But what I like about this in the very immediate near term is that AAVE has almost created the very start of an inverse head and shoulder. So you've got the left shoulder here, the inverse head, the right shoulder, the necklines through here. You can see wick, 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 wick. This big green candle here was beautiful, broke that neckline, and now it's creating that right shoulder as support. What this can do from here is like as Zcash and bust up and then bust up and form a bigger sort of breakout pattern here. But that's the structuring you look at. So there's a downtrend break, then a horizontal break. That's exactly what I look for in long setups. I don't look for the break of the break of the downtrend necessarily, because I've seen just I reckon 95% of the time. Downtrend breaks, get everyone sucked in, but then it can't actually break any higher because it's run into an overhead horizontal and it just gets twatted back down, and it sort of makes either a lower low or comes back down and tests the trend line, and then the real move might happen afterwards. So you just got to be careful and wait for these horizontals to flip before you get interested. So I think AAVE here at 123, 122, 121 is just a very interesting proposition. Same with the, tight stop loss through there.